Alright guys, I kind of want to listen to this while I'm playing. If y'all don't want to care to hear this news story about Israel, just let me know, and I will mute the mic. But for now, I will let it play. I'll probably get banned on every, or what's the word I'm looking for? Reprimanded on every website. But yeah, fuck it. I don't give a shit. This is important. This could affect the United States. This could affect us. There's no telling where this war in Israel is gonna go. So I'm gonna stop talking politics and just listen to it. Y'all can listen along if you want to. If it bugs you, if I get banned
Hey Dad,
on
wanna hear a joke?
anything, then I will cut it off.
Yo, man, can always use that.
Weird.
There was some sort of a rave or a desert
I don't know, that's weird.
where they were having a great time
Alright,
until the resistance came in and electrified
give me just a second. I'm going to pause.
Okay.
the several dozen hipsters. One speaker joked about the Hamas assault on a desert rave, where horrific
There
scenes
we
of
go.
murder and rape took place.
Actually, it's probably best I don't do that. Give me a second.
London, which is already a captured country by the Islamists. There was some sort of a rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came in and took out at least
Jump higher than a skyscraper.
First of all, they killed 250 people. So if you hear this, you would think that, okay, this is probably some Arab group. This is some sort of Students for Justice of Palestine, SJP, an organization that I'm very familiar with that is funded by Middle Eastern groups that have chapters all across American campuses. So if you were to guess who actually organized this rally, you would think it would be a group really focused on foreign policy. But it's not. It's not an Arab group. It's not a Middle Eastern group. It's not a Palestinian group. It's not even a group that cares about geopolitics. Instead, the organizer of the rally, which was just calling and celebrating the death of Jewish babies in New York City, was organized by the Democratic Socialists of America. That's weird. Why would a group that ostensibly cares about the plight of the middle class and
And New Atlantis.
Wait, no.
and trying to restore the proletariat to fulfill the promise of Marx,
Shoot.
why would they mobilize in 24 to 36
I don't know.
hours on the streets of New York with
Everybody.
pre-printed signage?
How do you cancel?
You see, you could tell an astroturfed left-wing campaign
Damn,
because
fucked
they
up.
all
Alright.
have very similar
Forgot I have
printed signs. They did the same thing with Trump. Every time we're
corrupted
Trump
stuff
out of
on
office,
me
Trump out of
today.
office, this is all astroturfed.
Hey Dad, wanna hear a joke?
Sure.
Very
Yo,
similar.
man, can always use that.
Who can jump higher than a skyscraper and do it?
I don't know.
And so,
Everybody. Skyscrapers can't.
who should be worried about, I don't know, reining in Jeff Bezos or Lorraine Powell Jobs or really rich people? Why are the Democrat Socialists of America
Jump.
sprinting into Times Square to celebrate the death of Jews? The answer is a word called intersectionality. That is your word for the day. Intersectionality is something that I have been fighting on campus for
Where's
years.
Wolf?
For those of us that have cut our teeth on American college campuses, I have visited well over 150 campuses. I'm giving a speech to that on a campus. I have debated every
Where's the
type
Wolf
of
District?
activist you can imagine.
On
On the trans issue,
Scholar
on the
Tech,
anti-gun issue, on the abortion issue, on the Israel issue. But you learn something when you go to these campuses. That one moment somebody will be arguing that the American Southern
There we
border
go.
should remain completely wide open. The next moment they'll be arguing for trans rights. And then the next moment they'll be arguing against Israel. They just changed their jersey. And this is what intersectionality is. experiences of discrimination and privilege. This is exactly why you have the BLM groups. That's the perfect image of Wall Street. Put that on charliekirk.com for those of you listening on podcasts and radio. And it combines race politics, ethnicity, gender identity, class, language, religion, ability, sexuality, mental health, age, education, even attractiveness. Basically, they fuse together anybody that complains more
Was
than they
there
produce.
something you needed? You won't find a better.
You could divide the world into two basic buckets. Do you produce more than you complain, or do you complain more than you produce? If you complain more than you produce, you're probably on the American left. If you produce more than you complain, you're probably more on the American right. That's simple, but it's darn accurate. Intersectionality weaponizes the resentments of the activist class to create partners that would otherwise be at each other's throats because they have a unified enemy. And this is why they always have to project. Fascism is here in America. It's a threat to democracy. They must keep the tribes and the coalitions they have built together. They form coalitions to undermine our traditional way of life. And so here you have in the streets of New York celebrating the torture of Jewish babies. Socialists. Socialists traditionally wouldn't really care about geopolitics as much, but they're forced to care because they say if an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. And this is exactly what we predicted over the weekend. Over the weekend we said, pay close attention to the rumblings of the Hamas activists. It's exactly the same type of lamenting that we lived through with Floydapalooza. The same exact resentment mobilization when BLM took over the entire country. And today, the Black Lives Matter grassroots network sent out a statement right on schedule. What would Black Lives Matter, which is allegedly concerned about police brutality, why do they care about what's happening in Hamas? Quote, Black Lives Matter grassroots network stands in solidarity with our Palestinian family, who are currently resisting 57 years of settler colonialism and apartheid. Oh, as black people continue to fight the end, militarism, and mass incarceration in our own communities, let us understand the resistance in Palestine killing babies as an attempt to tear down the gates of the world's largest open-air prison. As a radical black organization grounded in abolitionist ideals, we see clear parallels between black and Palestinian
That's
people. Are you paying
185. Yeah,
attention
no,
here?
you're getting rid of the 84.
They fuse these alliances.
No, what did I just get rid of?
Any
Ah,
attack
shit.
vector possible to destroy the great Satan, America. Whether it's through BLM, the Open Borders crowd, the trans mafia,
Yeah, no, we gotta
the
buy that back.
anti-parent movement, the medical mutilation, the race arson of our country. It's all connected. And it was on full display in New York, where socialists that are usually compared about redistributing the wealth were celebrating the massacre of 900 Jews. Who you let into your country is what your country becomes. That sounds really obvious, doesn't it? If only our leaders believed that 30 years ago. I'm an immigration hawk. And I've become even more of an immigration hawk in the last 4 or 5 years. I used to believe, I'm perfectly transparent about this, when I used to have bad perspective. I used to think, you can let some of these people in and they'll become more Americanized. Some groups, that's the case. Other groups, it's the exact opposite. And somebody asked, they said, Charlie, what was the turning point for you? I'll be very honest.
That was
Elon
perfect.
Omar was the turning point for me. When Elon Omar was elected to
That
Congress,
thing's cool.
it
What is
really
it? Extended magazine, double
shook
C magazine,
my immigration
capacity,
views
and
to the
rapid.
I was an idealist.
25% increase in
I was
attack
not
speed.
rooted
Interesting.
in
Right there.
prudence or reality. I thought, you can come to this country
He doesn't
and
have
we
any
can-
more money though.
we can
Still
win
gotta
you over
buy.
with Western values. And then I saw Elon Omar go to Congress. We rescued Elon Omar,
Alright, so take a minute.
from a Kenyan refugee, American Generosity Rescue.
I'm surprised
She
he's
comes to
still
America,
letting me
doesn't
stream right now.
assimilate, has some awfully suspicious things with her brother, but that's a separate issue for a different time. She gets elected to Congress.
I'm not
How
turning this
racist we are.
thing
How
off.
terrible
This
we are.
is
How
really important.
colonialist we are. And I really did some deep thinking as she ascended in the ranks of the Democrat Party, not to mention her outright Jew hatred and Israel hatred, and her soft sympathy to 9/11, all that stuff. And I said, you know what? There are certain groups of people, certain cultures that come to the country that do not assimilate. Not to mention, we have millions of people pouring across our southern border that we do not know. Who you bring into your country is the future of the country. And other countries are now seeing this. You see, this is the Islamists, the left-wingers, the people that want to turn America into a third-world hellhole. They use our values against us.
That's not what I meant to do.
An American value is to be generous. An American value is to be charitable. An American value is to be benevolent. So they weaponize our benevolency as an excuse to let in a bunch of people who hate our guts. Because tolerance.
Hello.
So you
Thank you.
allow
Come on.
tens
There
of
we go.
thousands,
All right. Now it's
hundreds
countdown.
of thousands of Somalians, for example, to come into Minneapolis that are not assimilating. I went to the Mall of America about a year and a half ago. I was speaking at an event in Mankato, Minnesota. And there were women dressed in the full garb as if they just came off the street of Riyadh. Is that the best of, is that diversity is our strength? And so I want to play some tape here. Here is in Australia. Australia open the borders, let people in. They're marching in the streets saying, "Gas the Jews, gas the Jews." So let me have this make sense. So the media calls me a Nazi. So what exactly is this? Diversity? Play cut 53.
It's a little surprising, isn't it? Out here on the edge of
Good to see you.
space. But it's just so... Certainly.
So it might have been hard to hear. It's just a bunch of people in the streets of Australia saying, "Gas the Jews." There's even more shocking tape. Is what happened in America. 900 Jews were brutally murdered. And we have people going out in the streets to celebrate. They're throwing a party. Why were they ever let into our country? The answer is weak Republicans and malevolent Democrats that opened up our borders to the entire world. Because diversity is our strength,
neon.
right?
Man, you don't have nothing.
And
You
now
ain't
we
got
have to live in the
squat.
same country as these people. They go on. Rashida Tlaib, who technically was born in America. She certainly acts like a foreigner. The failure to recognize the violent reality of living under siege, occupation, and apartheid makes no one safer. She's justifying it. This was not a military operation. They didn't go after IDF bases. They went after one IDF outpost. They actively went after citizens.
Damn it.
May I be of service?
Instead of
I
trying to
hope we
weaken
have
the
what you
Israeli
need.
military, the PA targeted the defenseless. They targeted the women, which, by the way, there were 100 hostages. They're raping these women. They killed 2 hostages, I think, last evening. That reporting is debated. There's a lot of fog of war reporting, so please grant us some grace, everybody. There's misinformation, disinformation, all sorts of stuff. Look, this is an uncomfortable topic for some people because it's kind of built in that we must allow everybody from around the world to come into our country. That's not the case. In fact, Israel is a good example of not allowing foreigners into the country. They have walls. They have very, very strict immigration. Just look at this right here. This is... Oh, yeah, this is a great quote. This is a quote-unquote American. Great interview by Fox News here. I gotta give them credit. Play cut 50. Listen to this. Why is this person in our country? Play cut 50. Bruce, I spoke to a guy before this. He said America first. You aren't happy good chance, if this continues the way it is in the Middle East, that there could be pour-over resentment and terror here in the American homeland. I pray that I am wrong, and I am not an alarmist. Just a couple days ago, an image of a man at the border with a tattoo on his forearm that was Arabic and an AK-47. I'm not sure what the Arabic said, but this guy did not come. He did not look like he was coming to America to go serve in a soup kitchen. Do we have that image? This guy's on the southern border with a full tattoo, AK-47 in Arabic, and I'm sure the Arabic didn't say, I come to bring peace. The debate, really, and this is what's sad, we don't have a border, and we haven't had a border for quite some time. The debate is not whether they are here or not. The debate is whether are there 5 sleeper cells, 50, or 500 sleeper cells in our country. No one knows for sure. And I am not an alarmist. But you better have a firearm when you leave home.
Yep.
This
Always
what's
carry.
happened in the Middle East very well could pour over into the great American cities. We know that they are here. And we have to be lectured by Joe Biden that the greatest threat is white supremacy and domestic violent extremism from the American right. Play cut 60, please.
Stand up against the poison. White supremacists identify and are addressed through a single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy. And I'm not saying this because I'm in a black HBCU. I say wherever I go.
And now let's contrast that with cut 59. This is how many people on the terror watch list have come across the border, while Border Patrol have been pulled off to process illegals. There are people on the terror watch list right now, probably in Dallas, Chicago, Detroit, definitely Minneapolis, San Francisco, Seattle.
That's all I have is 9 resources. Holy crap.
1, 2, 5,
Start
10
going
dirty
out.
bombs.
Oh
They can
no.
hold our entire country hostage.
Resources. How many do I have? 91.
Making. Open borders, you allow the terrorists to come in. Fox News reporting on this, play cut 59. For over 2 years now, Border Patrol agents have been telling us they've got extreme concerns about who's crossing our southern border, primarily because so many agents have been pulled off the front lines to instead focus on processing. That then leaves gaps in our border where we simply have nobody out on patrol, and the numbers are startling. We'll start with the terror watch list numbers. Fiscal year 2023 so far, 151 people on the FBI's terror watch list have been arrested by Border Patrol agents while they were crossing illegally here at our southern border. That is the highest number on record. 151 people. But the Federal Bureau of Investigation is too busy raiding the home of James O'Keefe. They're too busy raiding the home of pro-life leader Mark Malcolm in Pennsylvania for praying outside of a pro-life clinic. The FBI is telling you that the #1 threat is right-wing domestic violent extremism. One of the saddest days, and I hope it never happens, I pray, will be an I Told You So show of someone who illegally crossed our border and kills a lot of Americans. That's already happening, by the way, in one-off things. They're raping girls in Bemidji. They're killing
if
We come back, we have to take all these Arab refugees, by the way. We have to take all, invade the world, invite the world. If you break it, you have to keep. Cut 72. Delighting in the beheading of babies. These are your fellow Americans. Play cut 72. So I'm not sure if that's in America or in London. I don't want to speak out of turn. It looks like it might be America. But that is a Muslim man. It looks like American Police Canine. Yeah, that's in Boston. He's showing up a phone with a butchered baby, laughing, saying, "This is you, your guys." Yeah, okay, yeah, it's in
Wow,
Boston.
that's fucking sick.
He's thrilled. I want to play that clip again, just so you understand the context. This is in Boston. He's holding up a picture of a butchered baby, and he's having the time of his life as if his
Let's
favorite
look at
soccer
Outland
team
while
won.
we're here and see if Joe has anything useful to add to our arsenal.
Cut 72. Republicans are to blame just as much as Democrats. They grew
Oh, I
rich
found the medical plant
and continue to get rich
for a while ago.
off of the cheap flow
Now I'm not
of
gonna be able
people
to
from
find the
around the
EC
world.
district. I think it was on the other
Then you
side.
cease to be a country. You're nothing more than a colony. What do I have in common with that guy? What do I have in common with him showing that up? I used to say that demographics is not destiny. Demographics is destiny. That is what Elon Musk tweeted yesterday, believe it or not. If you allow a bunch of Arabs and Muslims and third worlders to come in, they'll take over your country,
Yep.
and then they'll slit your throat. So let's just not forget there are Americans being held hostage right now. Americans. There are Americans right now that are being held hostage. What is our government doing to get those people out?
Is this the commercial district? Yeah, because that's the other side of that.
We've lived through, well, I haven't lived through, but many of you have lived through very high stakes hostage crises. The Iran hostage crisis, fortunately Munich. If you're not familiar with the Israeli wrestling team, what happened in the Olympics in Munich, you should be. I don't think the Arabs care. It seems as if they haven't really thought much through. It's all zeal and passion and emotion.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant, you
Something for you when you have a
I don't
moment.
think they quite. I think they missed that movie. Yeah, Mossad was
Please,
humiliated. And
if you
Mossad's
experienced
nasty
any...
as it is.
Welcome to UC District...
It's not gonna end well.
I hope we.
So let's see. We need
I want to play a
adhesives.
tape here. You know, it's interesting. Someone says, Charlie, there are thousands of peaceful Arab people, Christian Arabs too, not all murderers. How do you have to say about this in America? Look, here's the point, is that the Somali Muslims are not assimilating. Some might, here or there. But their mascot is Ilhan Omar, and she has nothing but bitterness and resentment. Now, Rashida Tlaib is an American, born here. Look, just show a picture outside of her office. It proves exactly what I said earlier. Exactly about intersectionality. Put 70 up.
Trying to see what all we need.
Here is
Maybe let's
outside
start at the bottom.
Congresswoman
I know
Rashida
we need
Tlaib's office.
lead,
UAE, right?
lithium,
Intersectionality of labor
lubricant,
against quote-unquote rich people. The Palestinian
neon,
flag, and then the
nickel,
gay flag.
ornament material, palladium.
What percentage
Yep,
of
we need
Palestinians are okay with homosexuality? Why all
Ooh, I
those
like all
different
this.
symbols?
This is good.
What do they have in common?
Steel
They
on
are
it.
all toxins that will destroy the immune system
we
of
need
America.
silver?
That's what they all have in common. Rashida Tlaib will relentlessly
tetra, whatever
deploy
that is.
bacteria.
Sterile
eat
nanotubes, structural
The American Republic.
tantalum. I know we need that. Tetrafluoride, titanium,
Great school, right?
tungsten,
How many of you want your
absolutely.
kids or grandkids to go to Stanford? Stanford University students have officially put bed
That's the
sheets
center mag.
defending Hamas.
Ain't got the tail, whatever it is. Vandom, do we need that?
I really don't like.
I should have
some of
put
this
this all
language
in
that I'm seeing.
alphabetical
Believe it or
order.
not, it's Jonathan Greenblatt from the
I
ADL
need
that said this
aluminum.
story.
Do
I
we
can't
have
believe he
aluminum up
actually
here?
Stumbled into something wise.
Yep.
Very bizarre. He actually said something really smart. He said, "Why are we
beryllium?
calling this an attack?" He said, "This was a massacre. This was a slaughter," and that's exactly right. Again, if Hamas started firing on IDF outposts and actually fighting a war, not acceptable. We're kind of used to that, right? You fire on people that can defend themselves, that have guns. The terrorists avoided the soldiers and sought after the children.
I didn't mean that.
The dynamic at play right now is barbarism versus civilization. I hate to be that binary, but it's that simple. The American left, they're on the side of barbarism. They see the raping of women, hostage taking, murdering, burning alive, and they say, Allah Akbar. They love it. They celebrate it. The side of civilization, whatever your political
Do we have
affiliation,
any polymer here? I don't see it.
you need to realize that this is, that they're coming after the entire
Nickel. We already got
Western
the nickel,
project.
right? Yeah.
However they can weaken the West, they will do it.
Iridium. Did we already
And
get
it's
that?
coming
Yeah, I
to a
believe so.
neighborhood near you.
Vanadium.
It's coming to your block, your home. Nothing stops the Palestinian
Got the
Authority from living as
regulator.
well as the
There's no
Israelis,
Y.
except that they refuse to put down their weapons and live peacefully.
Monopropellant.
They demand the
Tantalum.
riches
Palladium.
of a prosperous society
Get that
they
one,
can
there's
never,
none.
ever create themselves.
Ain't got no zero wire.
Israel is not
We get
automatically
platinum?
the
I
land
don't
of milk
think
and
there is
honey.
any.
It kind of is
That's
really
it.
hard to make wealth, but it's prosperous
Adhesives.
because
We already got all
Israelis
the
made it
adhesives,
so.
right?
And the PA is too angry
ED, yeah, adhesives
and
are
killing
gone.
Jews, slaughtering them like cowards. Joining us now is someone who I really admire and respect. He is the clearest thinker when it comes to anything foreign policy.
Do we get
He
lubricant?
loves America, and he's willing to speak courageously and
did.
truthful. It's Colonel Douglas McGregor. Colonel, thank you for taking the time. Colonel, how should America respond, if
Tetrafluorides.
at
I
all,
think
and how
I got
should we think
those.
about
Let's double
the
check.
massacre that occurred over this weekend in
Yeah.
Israel?
Well, we will
Uranium? I don't
obviously
think I
support
knew
and
it was
assist the
uranium.
Israelis with what they're trying to do. They've assembled 470,000
Probably need it for something else, so we'll grab it.
larger than the United States Army to deal with Hamas. But our principal concern at this
Okay.
point is for the Israelis to execute this mission without widening
That's $8,000 for all that.
containments. The worst
Holy
thing that
crap.
could happen would be for other regional actors to become involved. The attacks were tragic, and they shouldn't surprise anyone because Gaza is a boiling pot of hatred and anger, all of which is directed at Israel, not necessarily with complete justification. Doesn't matter. That's what you've got in that place. That's an entirely different issue, and anyone who watched what happened yesterday is appalled. But emotion must not control our actions. We need to think carefully, and our biggest concern should be to contain this conflict and avoid anything that would widen it.
So, Colonel, are you concerned, or should we be concerned, that some politicians are going to try and have malevolent intentions and capitalize on emotion to get us into a broader regional conflict, for example, with U.S. troops against Iran?
You're always welcome back, if you don't mind a bit of a wait.
Pompeo is on beating the drums for war, arguing for a quote-unquote strike at the heart of the beast. Iran, he's been trying to start a war with Iran for at least a decade or more. That's no surprise. Mike Huckabee, who claims to be a pastor, insists that this is also an attack on the United States, which of course is not true. If we decided to launch a war against all of the various forces attacking our society, we
I'm afraid, due to recent legislative action, I'm no longer able to allocate ships. I can, however, deal in general goods. Welcome to UC Distribution.
The notion that we should
Oh,
attack
well,
Iran is absurd. Turkey is equally
71.
concerned with
Holy
what's
crap.
happening. And frankly speaking, Turkey is a much greater power
Do I
and
need
is currently
alkanes?
smarting under the experience of having one
I
of their
think
drones
so.
shot down by us. So the Turks
Really,
are looking into this with dangerous eyes, in my judgment. And we don't want a wider war. We want Israel to complete the task with Hamas, do so as quickly and as expeditiously as possible, and we don't
Do I
want
need
this war to
fluorine?
widen.
So, Colonel, I'm gonna ask you a question here. Something doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I've been to Israel many times. It's a fortified country. It is a fortress of a country. I visited Gaza. I remember I went to not Gaza. I visited
Didn't I
Gaza
see
Strip
that
right
one
up to the border.
hyperclass?
I remember I went to a coffee shop, and
Maybe
just in the
not.
coffee shop there were over 10 to 15 people, IDF soldiers
Iridium.
with guns just
I
around
need
their backs,
that,
just very
right?
casually. Colonel, am I right in pursuing the question of?
I don't think so,
There's
but we'll
more to the
take it
story
anyway.
here. I find this very hard to believe
Definitely need
that
iron.
Israeli intelligence had no idea of the
Lead,
50-year anniversary of the
lithium.
war. Were they double-crossed? Was this a failure of Mossad?
Memory
Was this them
substrate. I
turning
don't
an
think I
eye,
need
kinda
that
like
one.
Goldeneye
Mercury,
did
metabolic
50 years
agent.
ago, where she decided not to act on intelligence to win support from other nations? What do you think about
Monopropellant.
this?
I need that.
Well, the quick answer is to say
Neon.
that we
I
don't
need
know
that.
all the
Nickel.
facts today any more than in October of 1973 everyone knew all of the
Platinum.
facts. So we
Plutonium.
just don't know the answer to all of your questions. What we can
I
say
need
though,
polymer.
is this. Enemies have a bad habit of doing what you
Polytextile.
least expect.
That's not it. Power
And
circuit.
we, Israel,
Do I need
Great Britain,
sealant?
many
I think I do,
countries
yep.
historically have
Sealant.
become arrogant
Silver.
in their sense of confidence and overwhelming power. It's always a mistake.
Tantalum.
And I think what we saw happen with
Fluoride.
Hamas
Titanium.
was something that was undoubtedly building over
Tungsten.
time. I'm absolutely certain that Iranian and Turkish advisors
There's the
and
B word.
traders inside the Gaza Strip or outside of it in northern Egypt no doubt prepared them for what they did. And remember, this is something the Arabs had never been able
There
to
we
do
go.
in the past.
There's that
And
weird
the
one.
Arabs are very loquacious. They talk about everything. They never shut up, to be blunt. And so it was very easy for the Israelis to track them, monitor them, and to know what they were going to do. Well, that didn't happen this time. And the Israelis were genuinely surprised. They were surprised by new tactics, new approach, the cohesion, the leadership, the weaponry,
Nope, no.
Everything came as a surprise.
Yes.
People think this is unusual. It's not unusual historically. We went through something similar during the Battle of the Bulge. And if you go back to Custer and his cavalry force, his biggest concern when he attacked the Sioux was that they would run away because that's what they'd always done. Instead, he ended up fighting not only the Sioux, but all these tribes, and it never united, and he was annihilated. So these kinds of things happen. The Israelis will recover. I would argue they've already begun to do so.
Right,
Hamas
right.
go after
Come back
Israel.
if you need
I
something
will
else.
unpack that after the break. But I agree 100%, Colonel, that if we are not careful, this will turn into a regional war, which, again, I'm not trying to get people to panic, but we can get into a world war over this, okay? This thing could get completely and totally out of control because of a massacre that occurred in Israel. And my other fear is that Netanyahu, who is temporarily humiliated, very well might overreact and try to broaden this and extend this beyond what just happened with Hamas. That is a fear of mine, because now we have Hezbollah in Lebanon, and he says we're going to send a message that will strike for generations to come. That's a little bit unclear what he means, but knowing kind of the history of, let's just say, Mossad's, pursuit of revenge, I hope this thing doesn't turn into an entire Arab versus Israel conflict. I'm not an expert on this by any means. You're saying that Turkey, a NATO member, was probably involved in an attack on Israel? How is that possible? That's perplexing to me.
Well, it's not involved in a direct attack on Israel any more than we are involved in a direct attack against Russia. Remember, these are
I'm pleased to
proxy
report that our
operations.
stocks are currently being
The
made.
Turks
Welcome to UC.
had a key role in standing up
Yes.
ISIS. Turkish intelligence officers provided all sorts of communication equipment, advanced intelligence, and ultimately
Do I need
the
air gone?
Turks operate as a go-between to sell oil to finance ISIS. They are interested in an agenda in the region that is completely unconnected to anything we want, or for that matter, Israel wants. Now, Israel knows that the Turks are unfriendly. Mr. Erdogan is hostile to the Turks, to Israel and the Israeli state. So they have provided support and assistance and advice. Now, beyond that, have they provided weapons? No, I think most of the weapons that we're seeing used have come from other sources, certainly from Iran, and there are unconfirmed reports that some of these weapons have actually found their way through the Kosovo arms bazaar from Ukraine into Gaza. I mean, anything is possible in the world today.
Colonel, I want to make sure we have adequate time. Can you tell us about your new organization, Our Country, Our Choice? It's Our Country, Our Country, Your Choice. I'm sorry. I think I got it right.
You got it right. No, you got it
It's
right.
gonna be fun getting back to the ship, that's for damn sure.
Our Country, Our Choice is a brand
I'm
new
at 800 out of 126 polymer finally. I got some polymer.
Unite people across party lines. It was founded by a group of people who said, "Look, I'm tired of these distinctions between Democrats
need
and
that.
Republicans. They're artificial. They're unreal. It doesn't matter who you vote for. Policies never change. And all we have to do to confirm that is to go back over the last 30 years." And so we said, we need
Tetrafluoride.
a new
Nope,
approach.
I don't need
We need to
toxins.
unite around some key issues. Key issue is end these overseas commitments to warfare. It's got to stop. We can't afford it. It's destroying us financially. 14
Back to
trillion
it then.
Let's head back to the ship.
20
Oh my
years of
god.
this ridiculous,
My O2 is
intervention.
extremely depleted.
We've
Holy
got
crap.
to close down the borders. We've got to get control not just of the southern border, but all of our borders, our coastal waters. We need to restore the rule of law and expel the people who are in our country illegally. We need to get control of who is actually in the country. We don't even know. And we're worried about what's happening today in the Middle East. We could wake up tomorrow morning with a nuclear accident, an attack on our electrical grid, any numbers of different things executed by people inside the country who were admitted freely without any attempt to end.
I want to plug it again. It's ourcountry.ourchoice.com. Colonel, I want to close on that thought. 2 minutes remaining. Is it fear-mongering to say that there could potentially be sleeper cells in this country that could execute terror and harm on the homeland?
No, it's very real. It's very real. Just as the potential for this conflict in Israel
200 meters.
unless we exert some
Go to ship.
influence in the region to contain it.
Cargo.
It's just as bad. So we need to stop
Inventory.
focusing on what's happening overseas in the sense that we need to start asking ourselves a key question. What do
There we go.
we gain and what do we lose?
Get all that in the
When you
ship.
commit yourself to military action, you need to think about that. We never asked that question. And we need to measure whatever we think we're going to achieve by how much we
Bingo.
lose. So the same
We're
thing
good
is
now.
true with the border.
Yay.
People that want open borders and think that that's humanitarian need to step back and look at the societal
Lifting off right away, or
cohesion
do you need a little bit of time?
rise in criminality.
see what I can do with my weapons now. I might need to research some more stuff, but that's okay.
Illegals have no idea, but I know that the illegal population contains the very elements you're talking about. Some of these are people who work for Hezbollah, Hamas. A lot of people are in this country from other countries simply as foreign agents. They will respond to direction that they get overseas.
I've drawn the ire of Adam Kinzinger. That is how you know you're onto something. Adam Kinzinger. He tweets at me.
Oh yeah, we still need to do
Congress has spent so much time on
I
Twitter.
got a lot of stuff for it.
People that spend that much time on Twitter have.
I'm working hard, Captain.
No, you ain't.
Okay, My Patriot Supply. And we'll talk more about Adam Kinzinger. Live tweeting at me.
Alright, weapon mods. Let's research that.
You need to pray for the best but prepare for the worst. That means stockpiling emergency food before it's too late. Right now, go purchase 3 monthly rolls of food kit from MyPatriotSupply.com. Order yours today by going to MyPatriotSupply.com. Their 3-month food kit from My Patriot Supply gives you abundance of delicious meals. 2,000 calories a day. You'll have plenty to eat when everyone else is scavenging
Rank 3 on that one. Turn around.
Order by 3 o'clock today, and your order ships the same day for free. The unthinkable can happen at a moment's notice. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. That is MyPatriotSupply.com. So check it out right now. MyPatriotSupply.com. Wonderful. MyPatriotSupply.com. I think that it's a terrific product. You're 9 meals away from anarchy.
Muscle
Go to
mods will be available.
MyPatriotSupply.com.
Probably
That is
can't do it though.
MyPatriotSupply.com.
Locked, yeah.
So I want to mention something. I was
Special
texting a friend of
projects.
mine.
Special projects?
Is an IDF soldier.
Where the fuck is that?
And I've spent time in Israel. I was treated really well by the people
Sorry,
there.
where
And
is
again,
my
I'm not going to
skills?
just the Israeli government. There's plenty of stuff
Special
that they do.
projects. Where the hell is that? Oh, there it is. I need 6 more.
Is, you know, whenever
Big guns are
America
great,
goes to war,
but in a settled system,
Adam Kinzinger
sometimes
wants
it
to stick
doesn't.
another tweeting at me.
Old
So why don't you go fight the fight? Right?
adage, knowledge is
You know
power.
what I find to be
Special
really,
projects.
just, I gotta be perfectly honest, inspiring.
Experimental projects at the research lab you can craft. Rare manufactured components and industrial workbench.
I think that's really beautiful.
Exotic manufacturer.
I really do. I gotta be
Industrial
perfectly
workbench.
honest with you. When people
Outpost extractors have a chance to produce additional resources. Oh,
when
Jesus.
people love their country, I think that's a really great thing. If I was traveling abroad in Japan or London and America got under attack, I would be on the first flight back to America. I would. I'm hearing these reports and it sends chills. I gotta be honest, I don't care what your country is. It's a good thing to love your country.
Alright, we finished it. So let's go.
You have packed flights of Jews
Read
from
any good
Miami
books
and New
lately?
York that want to go into the war zone.
Wow.
They're not asking other people to fight their fight for them. When they say never again, they mean it. Israel's supposed to be a statement. That is never again. The most deadly day that we have seen for Jews since the Holocaust. Jeremiah 29:7. Demand or seek midrash, the welfare
Oh, that
of
should
the
give your
nation
weapon a
that
bit
you
more
are in.
punch.
Because your welfare or shalom or shalem is tied to your nation's welfare. And so I was texting with this guy and he says, you know, I have a pregnant wife. She's very pregnant. We're flying back to Israel. And I gotta say, man, are you sure that's smart? He said, I don't think people that don't, he said, with all due respect, Charlie, I don't think you understand how much we believe in Israel. He said, this is not a joke. He said, this is multi-thousands
the way you handle things.
Here's what she said last night, insulting millions of Americans who voted for President Trump and saying they need to be formally deprogrammed.
And sadly, so many of those extremists, those mega extremists, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. He's only in it for himself. He's now
So what is
defending
that?
himself in civil elections,
Optics and
criminal
laser
elections.
mods too.
And when do they break with him? You know, because
Special projects,
at
of
some
course.
point, you know, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members, but something needs to
Receiver
happen.
mods.
Formal deprogramming of cult members. I saw this last night, my husband and I did, and he stopped me and he said, "Did I hear that right?" And we actually had to rewind to ensure we were correct. And she wants to, Tommy, formally deprogram Trump supporters. You expect to hear this in the Soviet Union, in communist China, in third world countries, dictatorships, but not here in the United States.
She is still so bitter about 2016, and that's landing, that she's so upset, so
Stock
jaded
mods.
that she lost. She just cannot accept it. But the bigger question here, we know how Hillary feels. I don't think any of us are shocked that she said this. It's got dangerous implications. It's insulting. It's condescending. We know that. We expect it from Hillary. What I don't understand is why the Democrat Party is allowing her to go out and
good to
speak
be on
on
the ballot.
behalf of the Democrat Party. It does nothing for them. It's horrible. The basket of deplorables comment could actually be one of the main reasons why she lost, among many others, in 2016. She really fired up Trump supporters with that, so why the Democrats would continue to parade her out, I just don't understand. She might be the only woman that is less likable than Kamala Harris, so it's time to maybe put her in the basement with Biden. Stop parading her out. She does well for the Republican cause, but for Democrats, I'm not so sure that Hillary's the winner.
Completely agree. You know, Tammy, she's uniquely poor at disguising how she really feels. But this is bigger than Hillary Clinton. Because Joe
Darling,
Biden
and
has
your
expressed
weapon
his
for
disdain
maximum
for Americans.
efficiency.
He hides it a little better. But let's roll the tape. Here's your president.
MAGA Republicans look at Americans, see carnage and darkness and despair. MAGA Republicans represented extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. They embrace anger. They thrive on chaos. They live not in the light of truth, but in the shadow of lies. The extreme MAGA Republicans go to clear and present danger to our democracy. The last thing we need is the Neanderthal thing either. Do you want to be the son of Dr. King
Hornet's nest.
or George Wallace?
Standard explosive rounds. Oh, let me do that. Oh, I don't have outlanes. I knew I needed those. I never put those down, did I? Bet you I did, and I just never saw 'em. Nope, I never did. Should put down outlanes. Where's my
Who
pen?
got vaccinated? I understand your anger at those who haven't gotten vaccinated.
Okay.
I mean, he's not much better than Hillary.
He's not, and having come from the left, and
Alright, standard explosive rounds brings it up to 165
this is
physical.
not because they got out of the
Ooh,
wrong side of the
we're
bed
not
or
cheating
because
today.
they didn't have breakfast. Believe them. Hillary, I agree with you, is representing the Democrats. She is not just doing this off the top of her head. She was speaking with Christiane Amanpour, who laughed. The Nobel Peace Prize winner now is an Iranian woman who is in prison because she was, you know, going against the regime, speaking up for people, speaking up for women. She was put into prison. Here's
Alright,
now
I need
Hillary
one more.
Clinton in the 21st century, arguing for what you think
Semi-automatic,
deprogramming.
fully automatic.
Is it ancient therapy, conversion therapy? Should it? I thought we were maybe against that. How do you collect these people in a camp? Now you think, oh, that's outrageous. This happened within 100 years, within the memories of people still alive today
Go.
in ancient European civilizations that have a longer history than we did. Went there. They went there, and Hillary is. It's ironic. She's complaining about it's like they're Nazis or whatever. Who is for censorship, wanting to silence people, and now wanting to collect tens
installing new cool things in your ship. It's like Christmas every day.
That this is awful, but we stand together because of what this country represents for dialogue and
Oh, I need
discussion.
spacesuit
We will
designs.
disagree on the issues,
That's right.
but this is what we're fighting against, and we do so by honoring this country.
Yeah, Jeremy, so the person who loves innocent children and, goes to advocate
I don't
for
really
life
know if I want to waste that
programs,
skill
right? The
point on
parent
that,
who doesn't
though.
want their kids taught porn in school.
Yeah, I know I can now, if I really wanted to. That'd be the
That's what she said.
That's
three.
exactly right. She framed it as the MAGA extremists, as if she's only talking about, kind of like a small handful. Oh, no. It's all of us. Anyone.
Crap! Too late now.
She deems as, well, you need to be reprogrammed.
That's not what I meant to do, but oh well.
It's one where the elites control everything,
Rifle
and the rest of us just get to
certification.
sit down and obey, take our edicts from on high, and do that's what we're supposed to do. And that's what she's trying to do. But she kind of weaves it in as, MAGA extremists. No, we are all included. If you don't accept Hillary Clinton's vision, you are included in this reprogramming, and that's the fear.
Can I add especially black men, black people, gay people who do not conform? We're especially dangerous. Women who do not conform. That's exactly the point.
Latino men and women who are coming in
Yes,
broke
exactly.
to the Republican Party. Cheryl, and it's frightening. You have, the American public who sees this, and many believe there's a two-tier justice system, and they look, Mark Houck, a pro-life activist, home raided by the FBI, acquitted by a jury, all these pro-life activists targeted, and somehow they can't find the people destroying the pro-life centers.
No
the
longer set
radical
off any
traditional
mines,
Catholic memo that has
range,
now been,
sneak
oh, that's
attacks.
not us, that's, we're sorry, we can't defend that anymore. You understand why an average American would hear that and think, I don't like what I'm seeing and now what I'm hearing.
Well, you're talking about the weaponization of government, which we've seen in several instances from President Biden and this administration, whether it's one set of rules for his son and one set of rules for others. But I think what's so interesting is that, and you mentioned this is perfect, you said this is the elites. It is the elitism that is hurting them. And remember, she lost in 2016. She was shocked, she was crying, she couldn't believe
Interesting.
that the country didn't just go along with her and with them, and they still think that way. And I look at the country in particular. I look at you look at Los Angeles, you look at New York, and they
All right,
still,
let's go
to
do
this
this
day, they
mission.
don't learn their lessons. Everyone in between, there is a whole country out there with different views and different wishes and different goals for
Just a
themselves, their
Charlie
families,
thingy.
and they just don't want to hear it. We're so smart, you're so dumb. Sit down, shut up.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton, she was shocked, she was angry, and then she went on a nature
Oh,
walk
this is
with
not
Cuba.
the same shit. Okay, cut that off. Alright, I guess we can turn up our volume. Okey-dokey. Oh, she's got the AK, that's right, I gave it to her. Silencer on my AK, unless it's already got it. Alright, let's take out. Let's get going.
Lifting off.
Stay in orbit or jump. Your call.
We gotta go to our little mission. In Bowley. I wonder what this is. Is this neon? I can't remember.
Another jump down.
This is Freestar Collective Space. Hold while we scan your ship.
Alright, who's in my way?
Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
Oh, it is neon. Attend an interview with Ra. Talk to Tevin Anistus. We got 2 missions to do over here. kind of want to go bounty hunting. I wonder if I make a lot of XP off of those.
While we're here,
Imposter.
you might want to stay away from the edge of the upper platform. It's a long way down. Interesting. This district certainly provides evidence that Religion's influence has spread from their tower and out into the city.
This is one of the factions, right? I think so. Operations. Oh,
Welcome
Jesus.
to Ryujin Industries. Can I help you? You must be one of the candidates that Imogene Salzo is interviewing today. Her office is down the hallway to my left. Take another left at the conference room, follow it around to the right and up a small flight of stairs. Then take a left and keep heading that way until you see her office.
Jesus.
Sounds like a maze, right? So if you want me to walk you back there or have any questions, just let me know.
I think I can find it.
Great. Well, good luck then. I'm sure I'll see you on your way out.
To your left. Oh, that's, yeah, my right, your left. And the left.
I'm a little busy right now.
Oh, I can't imagine being
Upstairs.
forced to spend my days doing
Left
menial
and her
work in an
office.
office like this, instead of exploring the stars on the bridge of a spacecraft.
Okay.
Have a seat. And your friend can wait outside. I'm sure they understand.
When they ask for your greatest strength, tell them you lack empathy.
All right, just to get a few things straight here. I'm Imogen Salzo, Senior Operations Specialist here at Ryujin Industries. I don't normally do this, but my counterpart, Yuko, is indisposed at the moment, so here I am. We're looking for someone to fill an entry-level administrative position. Apparently our algorithm felt you were a decent match. So let's get this started. Why do you want to work for Ryujin Industries? It's good to see you're familiar with and appreciate our work here. Why do you consider yourself qualified for a job like this?
God, I hate these questions in interviews.
+10 years. Sure. On paper. Funny thing is, proving that is a different story, so let's just answer the question.
Fuck you.
Well, that's a blunt answer. Not that I'm going to argue, since I feel the same. So, next question. How motivated are you to succeed? All in, huh? At least that's an attitude we can work with here. And finally, my last question. If you worked here for 5 years, what role would you see yourself in? It'll take a lot more than a fancy resume to reach that high, but I can appreciate a lofty goal. So look, since there's a million other things I'd rather be doing than this, not to mention that this isn't even my job, you're hired.
Sweet.
On a probationary period? Of course. First order. There's a meeting starting soon, and I need you to pick up the coffee order at Terra Brew. Fairly
What?
easy, so you shouldn't be able to screw it up. If there's a line, skip it. Tell them you're here for Imogen Salzo, and you should get served right.
Jesus. I got fucking run errands for you assholes. Alright, let's see here. I don't need my suit. I'll keep my pack on. There we go. Kinda look like James Bond a little bit. The sniper. I got 15 rounds now instead of just the normal 7. Or was it 7 or 6? I can't remember.
Think for you when you have a moment.
No, you always bothering me, ho. Go away.
Delivery has Nick satisfied.
freaking place.
Enjoy a cup. Right now.
Yes.
Hi there.
It's a lie.
Welcome to Terra. Oh, the Ryujin order. You must be new. What happened to Tomo? Did he finally get that promotion?
I got fired is what happened. And this is the soulless suit they got to replace me.
Tomo, I'm sorry. I know how hard you were working for that promotion.
4 years behind a desk, getting coffee, kissing up to that high and mighty Ularu Chen, just to get replaced by this nobody? You don't even know your own boss's boss? Ularu is Ryujin's head of operations, or resident shark, if you ask me. If she smells blood in the water, you're dead. Like, who knows? I looked at someone wrong. The coffee wasn't hot. They did... Yeah, I bet you are. No one's ever sorry. Now that I've been terminated, it's only a matter of time before they send you after me. So I'm taking matters into my own hands.
No, don't do that.
Believe me, it's either you or me.
Oh,
No one's been sent to terminate anyone. Now, why don't you just calm down? Before someone accidentally gets hurt.
You want to talk? I'll tell you what. You get one chance to prove you deserve this job. Change my mind, and I'll walk away. Fail, and I think you know where this is headed.
Oh, Jesus.
You can't be that good. Not yet. You act like you're better. Nobody wants that. Maybe we can work something out.
There
Look,
we go.
at some point, Ularu really will send you after me. Just promise me you'll remember this. That when I came after you, I gave you the chance to talk me down. You're either one of the few good people in Neon, or you already know a thing or two about leverage. Just don't make me regret this.
Tomo.
Hey, no worries on anyone calling security here. Take it from me, Ryujin will handle any drama that may come from this. You'll want to be sure to report it.
I'm not reporting shit.
Yes, of course. Oh, and please let Mr. Cho know that we did have the recommended maintenance done. I triple-checked the grind myself, and a mistake like that will never happen.
Jesus, what a bunch of retards. Bunch of bougie asses. Alright.
Things incredible and exclusive. We have everything you need for all your...
Come on. Get your butt right in. Let it go.
Well, with all signs pointing to the
Hey, stick to targets that shoot back, okay?
It's just kidding. I didn't mean it. We gotta go back to operations. Yep. Ooh, excuse me. Make sure we spill all the coffee as we're running.
As technicians, we handle prep and post-op work.
I hope that coffee is still hot considering the time it took you to get it.
God, I
You
wanna
either
smack
need to
the
learn
shit
this
out of you
city or
already.
how to deal with this
Sure.
personal. Huh. I suppose that's one way to... I know that Tomo Higashi, an ex-employee of ours, accosted you at the Terra Brew. And, before you get any ideas, no, the barista didn't sell you out. Ryujin has enough connections in Neon that an incident like this would never slip by. Deception aside, some of us are impressed by how you handled the situation and would like to try you out in a different role at the company. And since Yuko isn't here to object, your new position starts right now.
Great.
So, congratulations. You've been promoted. Not bad for your...
Talking through it was the right way to handle the situation. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Of course. We believe in risk versus reward here.
Good.
I'm promoting you to junior operative. The position is a bit more complicated and completely Your main duty is to add influence when necessary to ensure success of the business. Like any good corporation, we consider what we do here to be a trade. If others knew and... Really? Well, this transition may be... Now, let's get that coffee delivered. The other recipients are eagerly waiting for you in...
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later.
Okay, we're gonna speak to Admiral Logan eventually. Jesus
Your
effing
next
Christ.
assignment can't start soon enough.
Ah, coffee. You'd think we'd want... Terra Brew would be a substantial purchase, but we fully intend to develop the Tranquility brand. Current projections, T-Talk aside, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lyndon Caldera,
Oh,
Chief
great.
Financial Officer.
Good for you.
I'll be the one to...
Don't care.
Which hopefully won't be all. We'll see. This introduction was...
Gotta meet with all these crap heads. Alright, can you stop moving? Thank you.
Just what I needed. Imogene said she hired someone new. I'm Genevieve, Head of Marketing and Public Relations. Yeah, me and an entire department at my back. Anyway, it's good to put a face. The only question now is how much work are you going to be? Oh boy, you're gonna be a real handful. Just know that one screw up for you means a lot of overtime and sleepless nights for me and my team. So, any precautions you can take will be greatly.
Great. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but okay.
Coffee, fine. Well, let's have a look at you. If only pleasure was the word for it. I'm Alexis Price, head of the legal department here, and I'll be direct. Any legal troubles you cause as an operative, witnesses, getting arrested, are my troubles. So steer clear of law enforcement. We may have connections with Administrator Bayou and the Freestar Rangers, but they aren't the ones I prefer to abuse. Good. Then we should get along just fine.
Alright, come on. Dude, do something with your stupid ass. I don't want a chair. Do I need to jump up here to talk to you? Jesus Christ.
So, fetching coffee 1 minute, and junior operative the next. Camden Cho, supply chain manager for Ryuj. We won't work together. Ah, so she remembered. Not that I expect much out of Terra Brew coffee, but hey, I suspected their grinder. Anyway, welcome to the team. Oh, and just a heads up, people in your position don't typically see the brighter side of Ryujin Industries. But rest assured, this is a great company, and the work we do goes toward benefiting millions. Please do. It's easy to get wrapped up in the bad if that's all you see. Of course, you'll be forming your own opinions as you go. Just keep it open.
Okay, talk to Imogen. Where the freak is she? This back and forth shit. Goodbye.
I hope you enjoyed your little meet and greet. I thought you'd like to know the execs who you'll be impacting while on the job. I can only imagine. Now that you've met a few of the execs, let's get you started. We have reason to believe that our friends at KeltCorp are trying to hack into our R&D server, since we're both competing for a contract right now. My words exactly. We can't allow them to win the contract, nor can we allow the action to go unpunished. I'll be giving you a data slate with a file that you'll need to upload through one of their computers. Remember, this is confidential. We can't have anyone at KeltCorp getting suspicious. When all is said and done, it should be as if you were never there. Here's the data slate.
2 diggy pigs added. Like that's gonna frickin' help.
I hate being stuck in the office.
Something you might be interested in.
Hamsa kept pestering me about this damn missing slate. Like security's got time to track something like that down.
Are you the one I saw running
Talk
away
to
from-
Hazma. Hamza?
If Benjamin
Hamza.
Bayou's ego was as combustible... I've heard that Benjamin Bayou has things for you.
Boy.
What? I'm working here.
Damn it.
Hello.
How do you see me? Fucking heifer. Make sure I stay hidden. Okay. This one. Ooh, what the hell? There we go. That was easy enough.
That's something you might be interested in.
What do you have, Sarah? Get on my nerves.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later. Yes, have a look.
Antimicrobial seed added. Interesting. Okay. We got more important stuff to do than just mess around with seeds all day.
Back off.
Oh my god, I pressed the wrong button.
I used to do that shit.
Does she just stay in that little compound all day? Oh my god, quit hitting the wall.
This report isn't bad, but you're going to need more supporting evidence.
Shame, stinking spot.
Well, look who survived their first assignment. How'd it go? Anything to report? Not a single setback. Huh. I knew you were going to be perfect for this job. If you recall, setbacks mean a lot of things for a lot of people. Payoffs, cover stories, cleanup crews. You get my drift. The cleaner your work, the more intact your payments stay. Sure.
Just pay me.
Exactly. In the meantime, I'll make sure that slate is properly disposed of. So, now that we know you're capable of handling some light cyber mischief, let's try your hand at a little framing. One of our subsidiaries, Arboron, is currently competing for a contract against Laredo. Now, the buyer likes to keep their associations clean, and will be sending a representative to Laredo in Aquila City for an evaluation. We just need you to visit their office first and accidentally leave behind some incriminating evidence against... Good. This one should be easy to pull up. Laredo has their own building, unlike Keltcorp. Here's the slate we need you to plant. It holds confidential file. Now, get going.
Great. Gotta go to my dang ship. Yay, going all the way across the dang hallway again.
And accessories for all your acting.
See that shroud covering me on? Believe it or not, you're looking at the only city in the settled systems that powers itself from lightning.
Good for it. They don't care.
Good day, Captain.
It's good to be back on board.
Ready here. Motor's good too.
Dad, have you ever tried Aurora?
Well, not in a long time, sweetheart.
Wait, what?
Not
I gotta go back to Cheyenne.
What was it like?
Terrible. It was terrible. Stay away from this. Trust me, it's the worst.
I hope it's not Jemison.
Welcome to the Three-Star Collective. Please maintain your current course while we scan your ship. You're good to go. Have a nice time in Aquila City.
Aquila? Oh crap, that's not good. Hey. Alright, what does it say? Plant what? Plant the confidential files in the Laredo firearms. Nikita, city. You know, Laredo firearms was way over here. I like their
Problem?
firearms better.
Sam has told me so many stories about Akiva City. I feel as though I've lived here all my life.
Really? This has been here the whole stinking time?
There's not enough to do around here.
So we had to clean up
Aquila's
the
one
graffiti
of
on
the
range.
oldest cities in the settled
Why don't we
systems.
just close it down? It's not like it gets much use.
I need someplace to put the prototypes through their paces. It stays.
But you know stretched trash will come back and loiter. Or worse.
Let them. A few beer bottles and graffiti
UC can't
is the
be that
least we owe
bad,
them.
can it?
Yes, Miss Lance. Talk to Miss Lance if you want to make a purchase.
I'm pleased you chose to visit us today. You take care.
Miss Lance is the one you want to speak to.
Every gun gets a full Laredo guarantee. Yes, of course.
See what you got. Interesting weapon. I hate the Rattler.
Might want to steer clear of the stretch. Lots of crime over there.
No?
Easy money. What am I supposed to do? So I gotta transfer. What the fuck is that?
You lost?
Yeah, a little bit. Sorry. I'll get out of here. It's actually not terrible.
Liftoff complete.
Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady.
on your way. All right, you're good. Welcome to Neon.
Spell. Okay, let's go back. Get this done. Neon, yeah. Can I go into Neon if I do that? Like, I don't understand what the dealio is. Watch, it puts me somewhere else. Oh my god. Retarded.
Let's, stay away from Epside. The locals there don't exactly appreciate the tourists.
Oh, shush.
You're in the Vanguard.
Come on.
I was hoping you'd show up soon. Is it done? Don't get too comfortable. Those who do usually don't last long in this field.
Shut up.
Now, I think it's time to examine a Nice to see I haven't worn you out yet. Your next assignment is to find the security chief and use some creative thinking to obtain their security keycard. And when I say creative, I don't mean with a weapon. Either look the part and be persuasive, or be quick with your hands. Good luck. I'm sure you'll be able to get that keycard without incident. Just remember, if anything does happen, it's up to you to...
Where's Suitor security guard uniform? Where do I gotta go now? Great. Watch be like UC security. This is ridiculous. Holy crap, I'm at 18% battery. Whoops.
Get lost, I have a job.
Clearly. Where does it want me to go? Travel to Paris. So.
Looks like some sort of checkpoint ahead. See that shroud covering Neon? Believe it or not, you're...
Never been to this place
Right.
before.
Let's get this straight into space.
All thrusters firing.
Everything looks so pretty up here. We're in orbit.
Porima. Porima. Porima, Porima, Porima.
Driver spinning down.
Pilots. Jiro Sugiyama, head of Paradiso Security. I apologize for coming over this emergency channel, but we are in need of assistance concerning the large ship in orbit, and we value discretion in this matter. If you are willing and able, please see me as soon as possible at the main security office in Paradiso. Over and out.
This is the same ship. What planet am I on? Interesting.
Captain, landing procedure initiated.
Paradiso.
Oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen. It's all here.
Let's see, I know I just got a new mission. Where? Optional retrieve security card. New narrative. Mission. Main. Miscellaneous. First contact. Speak with Chief. Received a message from Pierce. Alright, let's do that one first. Where should we go? Ah. Here.
We try to stay out of the guest way, but we are always here if needed.
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Sugiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with? Ah, yes, of course. I'm glad you came. As you can imagine, we're in a bit of a predicament. Under normal circumstances, we would not enlist outside help in this manner. But this is a matter we can't afford to worry our guests about. As such, we need to handle this discreetly. Failure on your part to do so could have severe consequences. So, before we proceed, can you Great. I appreciate it. Not too long ago, a strange and enormous ship appeared in Porima space. It is now locked in orbit around our planet. So far, it doesn't seem to be hostile, but any attempts to communicate with it have been in vain, so we're unsure of the ship's intentions. It is. Whatever's going on, we need to approach this with care. First, see if you have more luck communicating with them. If not, whatever you do, it's important to remember to seek diplomacy with who or whatever's. As soon as you have any more information, report to Oliver Campbell. He's the CEO.
Alright, back to the ship. That was simple enough. Come on. Oh, I guess it's the wrong door.
Captain, hello.
Hello.
Recycled air. Just isn't the same as the real thing.
Time to leave towards the looks peaceful from up here, doesn't it?
I think I've been on the ship before. I'm not 100%.
And we are locked in.
Oh boy, this is scary. I don't know what's gonna happen. Is that Vasco? Oh shit, it is Vasco.
Captain, it is pleasant to see you.
Why'd you hesitate to say that? Don't see any.
Remain calm. There's no reason to suspect whatever it is hostile.
Now's the time for diplomacy. Agreed, but we must be ready. Now, eyes and ears sharp.
That was
You're
ridiculous.
human. It's just that we weren't expecting to find life, let alone human life out here. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
Imagine being cut off from humankind for that long. How terribly frightening that would be.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diana Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
I see. As you may have presumed, we're in a bit of a bind. Our ship has finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by, well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and the others. Of course, we know that now. Human or not, we were still unable to communicate our intentions. As soon as we discovered them, we fully expected negotiations would be necessary. Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first.
Oh,
we'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge. Dr. da Costa, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
Thank you, Captain. I will follow you to the bridge, ma'am. For security purposes.
Never seen a ship
I
like
do not
this
believe we
before.
have need to fear our guest,
Again, I've
but
never
I'll
seen
allow
any
it
ships
if you
before you
insist.
arrived.
Welcome Welcome to the Earth colony ship Constant.
Hey, cool ship.
In the early 2100s, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, researched a number of scientific scenarios: climate change, asteroid impact, nuclear war, global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an extinction-level event to be within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened. So, he gathered the best and brightest he could find, built the Constant, and set a course for this planet here. We were told that it was the largest, most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time. If you can believe, entire generations have been born, lived, and died on this ship. It really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance.
Yeah, that's cool. She seems nice.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a
I have to say, with technology this outdated, I'm amazed this vessel is able to navigate at all. It's almost like walking through a museum.
No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down. Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful in communications with anyone up until you arrived, though not for lack of trying. But since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of diplomat between us and them as we attempt to resolve our situation. Does that sound... Ah, so they have a name. Paradiso. And it sounds promising that they sent you here to speak with us. You see, we intended to settle here, but we assumed that they intend to defend their claim given their presence here. We'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate a solution, preferably one that favors us. Excellent. Make no mistake, this is our planet, and we intend for them to see this our way. So, speak with their leadership and see if you can negotiate a solution on our behalf. Preferably, get them to see things our way. Report back to me and let me know what they say, and we'll go from there. We thought about it, but it simply won't do. I need to think about the distant future of our people. Sure, our first settlement may be small, but our predecessors dreamt of our new civilization spreading across the globe. That would be difficult if someone else plans to do the same.
Stupid humans.
While we're not completely close to the idea of sharing, it's much easier if we have complete domain over this world. Now, it makes little sense to give up before you try.
Jesus, here we go. Yeah.
Take no offense.
Of course they want full domination. Typical earthly human beings. Right the wrong way. Oh, hell. I don't even know if I'm going the right way this way. Oh, maybe.
Careful waving that fancy gun.
Wonder what it's like out there. Bro, where? Oh my god. There we go. Follow the arrows. There we go. Follow the arrows. Down there. Oh, not there. There's a big green.
Well, I'm glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
We were never trained to address threats coming from
Yep, because y'all suck.
Oh, when you're ready to launch.
Alright, undock, let's go. Let's go speak to these little goofballs.
Clamps released.
Hello, and welcome back, Mr. Tofik. I am aware that this is your 8th visit to our resort.
Oh my Jesus, why can't I just go over there now? I gotta speak with the... what? Oh, great. never even been here before. Paradiso. Never even been here.
Paradiso is absolutely beautiful. Can you possibly imagine a more tranquil place for a resort?
Hey there.
Hi. What is this? Chunks. Ooh, that hurt. What's the gravity here? 1.24. I figure general.
Oh, this looks like a lovely place for a stay. Might also be the perfect time to stop for some food or tranquility.
And before you...
Where should we begin?
Okay.
Let's see what you got. Adhesives, alkylates, aluminums, argon. Copper. So just whatever that is. The D word. I don't have any D words over here. Fluorine, do I have any? ITC. No fluorine. Yeah, pretty much everything I need. Huh. I need this viewer, bandium, Bitinium. I need that one. Okay.
Okay. Thanks for shopping.
Thanks for giving me what I needed exactly for.
What a nice day.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you? Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Sure.
Safety is our #1 priority.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just another artificial, shady, trash-filled dump like Neon. That's not who we are. We've got something special here. We should embrace that.
Alarm's right.
Thank you.
We don't want to compete with Neon. Bayou's ruthless. He'll do anything he can to eliminate the competition. We don't need that kind of trouble. That being said, I think there's a middle ground. Maybe build up the beachfront at a boardwalk amusement park. I've had this idea to build artificial hot springs, that sort of thing.
Sounds good. I'll look into what that will cost us and we can circle back around to this.
With a name like Paradiso, the marketing for this place writes itself.
You're lucky I'm not like the other board members, blazing about the beaches without a care in the universe. Come on, mate. Loads more interesting things to do outside. No need to mill about.
I am. And you must be the diplomat Jiro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm gonna cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there, causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up. Ah, we're being direct then. Good on you. That's so. I imagine some sort of old pre-collapse colony ship thinking they've got a claim here. Well, they don't. And that ship's presence is bad for business. We need it to bugger off ASAP. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grab drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do. Oh, I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract for room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their continued room and board. But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff. It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You. I'm not suggesting anything, other than it would make up. We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they may come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than... Well, absurd or not, that's our official stance. I make the decisions that are best for our entire group. You don't. And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain? They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Free Star Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter's official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave.
I don't know.
Right. Assuming they agree to the terms, I've got a list of resources you'll need to gather and bring back so we can support the new arrivals. We'll need to improve our lodging and infrastructure, plus account for future projects to support an increased population. Don't care how you procure them, just make sure to bring them here with you before we can consider this a done deal.
What?
How can we treat these people this way? They survived in space this long, only to end up as indentured servants. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. On behalf of the Paradiso group, we appreciate your help.
Let's do the other one. Load. 9 o'clock, 5 minutes ago. Let's do it. Alright.
Excuse me, you can't just... Oh, you're... Sure.
I just feel that we should be focusing
Make some time
on the
for
natural
you.
beauty
Keep it
of this
quick, yeah?
planet.
I am. And you must be the diplomat Jiro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally. But given this circumstance, you like that? Ah, we're being direct then. Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me...
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here. Temporarily.
Maybe not. We could even...
Sounds costly. Someone else.
Oh, I swear this... And which proposal will you... Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. John? He's the best in the business. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return. Though you may have to help the Constance engineers prepare for it on their end.
I know this was a difficult decision. But if it's any consolation, compared to the destruction of their vessel and relegating them to a life of servitude, I'd say this.
Right. On behalf...
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them.
Actually, there's only probably about a couple hundred in this game, but yeah. What time is it? 9:10. We're about done. About done for tonight. Where do I need to go now?
You'd think we'd be a prime target for pirates, but they don't do.
Oh my jeez. Oh my god, there's glass there, no wonder. I don't really care how much
Try
it
to stay
costs,
out of our guest's
as long as
way.
I'm trying to do the nice thing. Oh, come on. I said cargo. Yeah. Cargo. My resources.
Right, Captain. Where are we headed next?
Right above.
Pre-check complete. We're good. Orbit achieved.
Wait, why do I have to go this way? Vallow? Wait. What mission are we on? What the hell? Why do I have to go all the way outside? Come on, speed it up, speed it up, speed it up. Let's go, let's go.
If anyone is hearing this, system's failing. Need help. I repeat, need help. Welcome to the Freestar Collective. Please maintain your current course while we scan your ship. And that's it. You're cleared to land at Hopetown.
Come on, speed it up. change this. Isn't this the one I was supposed to board? I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go now. Oops. Well, that's one thing to repair. Is built. I don't see it here, faction. Oh. Okay. Talk to El Capitan.
Please tell me you're here to help. Not to try and steal my ship.
I want to steal it.
Yeah, well, if you want to keep that badge, then don't get any ideas. This old girl and I was tracking a crew of outlaws. Bastards got the drop. As you can see, I ain't much. I'll be fine once the pain medication. The priority right now is the ship. Can't do... Thanks. That should get me home. You're right. They were pretty beat up, so we can't let that happen. They look to be heading for Polvo's moon Miatha. Good hunting.
Okay. Got it. But we're gonna finish this mission first. Oh, shit.
I'll head to my crew position.
As you should. Alright, while we're climbing... Oh, wrong button. Oh, I'm an idiot. Thought I was still inside her ship for a second. I hate people.
released.
Hopetown. Never been here before.
Landing gear's ready.
Maybe I have.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting.
Excuse me. A little desperate here. Is this such a long shot? All right, Adela. Deep breath. Oh, God.
Can you?
Right. Right. When I signed on to be a freight captain, I was expecting long hours and dull routes. And now I'm a hair away from being executed. Or worse. You are sincerely the answer to my prayers. So, I fly a rust bucket called the Markab for a small shipping line. Just started, really. We do bulk shipping, boring stuff like actuators. Have you ever had a standard, boring job just... Are you serious? So as soon as I left Neon and got scanned, things got crazy. Space, everyone demanding I power down, hand over the contraband, or sometimes just fire. I skipped the system, ditched the cargo, and have been running it. It gets even worse. A tracker just landed and I just know he's hunting a bounty. Me. But the trick is, everyone knows the ship. But my info isn't in the database yet. All they got is my last name, Fahim. So if you go into the pit stop and claim you're Captain Fahim of the Markab, maybe you can... You are the best! He's the one with the cowboy hat.
I remember meeting Ron Hope once. Idealistic and perhaps a bit of a dreamer. But you have to admire what he's accomplished.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
God, people talk so much on this damn game. Just get to the freaking point.
Ron Hope knows his stuff.
Wow, that's a huge stinking...
Keep an eye on your valuables.
Oh my god, come on, with all these windows.
Oh, Hope Tech needs brave... Sure, that sounds like me. What can I do for you? I'm a little busy. Oh, you should have just said that. Oliver sent a courier ahead of you. I did some research on ships from that era, and I have a decent idea what we're dealing with. So grav drives didn't really take off until after the ship was built. But I've got access to an ancient grav drive that looks like it could be compatible. It's some minor adjustments. Parts not cheap though. Neither is the labor. Just pay the combined cost of parts.
40,000.
It's a pretty big ask, given how rare these old grav drives are. True. I keep telling myself I'm holding on to it for the right time. Perhaps this is that right time. Maybe it is selfish of me to demand such a price. Tell you what, sounds like this is for a good cause. While I can't give you the part for free, I won't charge you for the work. You're darn right it is. I'll get to work on it right away. I recommend you go back to the ship and ask the captain to prepare for its retrofit. Standard stuff. I'm sure they have an engineer on board to help. We'll send the part along when it's ready and install it with the help of Oliver's people. Pleasure working with you.
Okay, first contact speed with them in. Let's go. Back to the ship again. Whoa. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ay, ay, ay. Frickin' annoying.
Okay. Hello. Hey.
It's to be 100 meters.
Pardon?
I don't want to rerun all the way. There's gravity down here. No point in one, no wonder I'm a little.
Time to move on.
Say your last goodbyes.
We should skip
Apogee complete. We're in orbit.
Jesus.
The galaxy's too big to be stuck in the same place. You know my great-grandpappy made that drive, right? We're here.
Oh shit! Duck! Whoosh. That was close. Trying to get it to where.
All right, let's cycle that airlock and get aboard.
Oh Jesus! Hello, Vasquito. Alright, where is this turd nugget? Wait,
Hey there.
see if I remember how to get back up there.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to make do with inelegant solutions to... I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are. I have a million... How did you... Oh, I've heard of this technology, but always believed it was theoretical in nature. Maybe we can talk about it in more detail later. I'm sure you have more... Oh, I've got so many questions. I haven't even given... And, I might add... Yes, of course. What grab drive? Just joke. I've just received word that the drive is here. Ready to get to work? Great. There are 3 preparations I need you to help me make while I set things up on my end. First thing I need you to do is reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Then, turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5. Last, you'll need to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Got it? Let's hop.
Oh, Jesus, what's first?
These are exciting times.
Something about 5%. Jesus Christ.
Wow. Hi.
Can I talk to you, please?
People always appreciate a good engineer, whether they know it or not. Something wrong? There are 3 things we need to do. Reroute the power from the port turbopump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Careful not to touch anything on your way out.
What's the first thing? Something about 5%.
Keeping a 200-year-old ship running. Something wrong? There's still something left to do. Reroute the power from the port turbopump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Decouple the magnetic... So long!
Port. Turbo pump. To the auxiliary. Alright, successfully completed. And the last thing.
I can't tell you how... something wrong. There's still something left to do. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Something wrong? There's still something left to do. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Good luck out there!
How does he remember all this shit? You're killing me, dude. What to do?
If the other column... something wrong? There's still something left to do. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly.
Magnetic pipe enclosures.
Something wrong? There's still something left to do. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly.
Auxiliary module assembly.
See you! Looks like everything is good to go. Never thought I'd be so happy to learn about a brand new piece of tech. Careful not to touch anything on your way out.
Alright, what we gotta do now? We gotta talk to the captain. Supposing. Oh my god. It's kinda cool.
The Constant is a
Careful waving that fancy gun. We didn't believe anyone would be out here, but I'm glad for it. Well, well, it would appear we have the means to go nearly anywhere now, thanks to you. The engineers even upgraded our communications equipment so we can speak with passing ships. Turns out it was a pretty easy fix. Thank you again for all you've done. Payment. I hope that's not all you care about. It's not enough to help a ship full of poor colonists searching for a new home, I suppose. Still, you did help us. We don't have much to spare, but I'm sure we can find some way of repaying you.
What? Antique piggy bank? Oh, Jesus. I need all this shit. Antique earth. Hockey stick, 3 added. Bro. None of that is gonna repay even close to anything I got.
We've roamed the stars for almost 200 years. What's a little longer?
You're lucky we're under orders not to escort you right off this. Just stay out of trouble.
You don't want this smoke mofo. That's what I thought. Oh my god, I want to go into the dang bathroom.
We've got strict rules around here.
Shut your face.
Never seen a ship like yours before.
Hey, maybe you could help out Abe. He's been talking about needing someone with a ship.
Not this way. That's all. This is the correct way, right? God. This is my calling. Ah, there we go.
Now that we know there are other people out there, we need to be more prepared for trouble.
Wrong button again.
I warm up the engines.
Alright. This should be the last mission here today. We're gonna undock and then we're gonna call it a night.
I hope Cora doesn't get too much underfoot.
Hello there.
Oh my god. Wait, can I? Weapons workbench. Can I put a thingy on this? Optic. Ooh. Yeah, we'll do that. See how this looks. Alright, we are done. Let's go ahead and save it. And we did. I will see y'all tomorrow. And tomorrow will probably be one of my... Saturday will be the last day of streaming for this week. So, see you guys then. Have a good one. Oh shit, I forgot to